Are we live? Are we live? That is the question.
I can see you.
You can see me? Hang on. Email come through. I'm live. Hello everyone. How are we doing? Bit of a remote setup for this Canadian Grand Prix. So hopefully, please let me know in chat. I'm currently working everything off of my laptop in my hotel room as I'm on a lovely holiday. Yeah, just let me know if anything's laggy. Anything? Is it laggy?
I'm reloading it.
Oh, you're reloading it. Okay. Live audio and video. Everything's okay. You can hear me. Oh, because I'm having to use things. This is a proper makeshift setup. I really don't know how this is going to go, but I'm trusting you guys in chat. If you can hear everything, yeah, looks like the camera's maybe a little bit laggy. And I'm using AirPods as well. Well, not AirPods, an old. Stressing we wouldn't get live for FP1. It's laggy, is it? Okay, okay.
Audio's not laggy.
The audio's not. The camera's laggy, but the audio's not. Okay. Video is glitchy, but audio is great. Weird that. Odd. Very odd. Okay, that's a bit of a shame. It's just the camera. Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. That's going to be a bit off-putting, isn't it? So let me see if I can try and sort this out, guys. Give me a second. You'll see what my my settings are here. It's very, very basic to what I normally compared to what I normally have. I'm literally just using the webcam. So let's see if we can reduce it down to something that's not as laggy. There we go, that seems a bit better. Is that a bit better? You're not here to look at my face. How dare you? How dare you be not here to look at my face? I thought that's what you all turned up for. I went live a little bit earlier, so if anyone's just joining, obviously the audio seems to be really good, but supposedly it is rained out. It is massively rained off at the moment in Canada. Drivers, I'm quite surprised they haven't delayed FP1, maybe because we've got an FP2 coming up, but yeah, we do have, oh no, sun's back out. I'm just looking at TV coverage. Okay, it stopped raining. It has stopped raining, but the pit lane is closed at the moment when it goes green, supposedly. So we'll have not a full practice session. But audio's good, camera laggy. Do you know what? I'm so happy for that. I'm so happy for this. I was umming and ahhing. I'm on holiday, so I was umming and ahhing about do I do these? What do I do this watch along? But I thought I can't not try. I can't not try. So. I was looking for my live for a while. I was looking, yeah. I was. This is kind of more of a test stream than anything. So, how is the camera? Is it still laggy?
Still laggy.
Still laggy, yeah.
You're like.
Okay.
No, not audio. Just your.
The audio's fine though. Okay.
You want to take the camera away?
Yeah, we may end up taking the camera away because it's putting me off. So, but But yeah, no, big news. I've been keeping an eye out on the news though here this week, guys. With of course the new 2026 regs have been announced. We'll see what happens there. So we do actually have the session is green right now, guys. The session is green, but it is yellow flag. So nothing is happening. As I'm looking at TV pictures, they're currently trying to drain the. They're trying to drain the track. There's very large puddles out on the circuit. It'd be interesting to see if we actually get any running at all in this session. I imagine they just want to get rid of those large areas of water. But we do have FP2 later on, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, what do we think is? What do people think the who's going to win this race this weekend? Interestingly, Red Bull have announced that they're not overly confident again this weekend, guys. They're not overly confident again. Let's try and sort out. I'm just going to, while we've got green, while we've not got a green flag, let's try and just sort out this webcam. It's annoying the hell out of me. Let's try and reduce it down even more so it's a bit more, less laggy. Just reducing stuff down to where it's just going to, you're just going to literally see my eyeball, aren't you? There we go. Look at that. let's just try and reduce that down a bit. That way. I'm going to go that way. There we go. Yeah, no worries, Daisy. That was the plan anyway. Was to give this a go. So I do apologise. It's not going to be up to the usual standards of my watch-alongs, but yeah, a remote setting. I thought I'd at least try and bring something to you regulars. But yeah, if you're just tuning in, guys, we are abroad at the moment on my holidays with the missus. So thankfully, kindly, she suggested that I should take the laptop away and give this a go. So it seems to be that the audio is absolutely fine. Look, if the webcam still becomes an issue, I'm just going to turn it off. And yeah, at the moment, if you're just tuning in, Canada, well, it was green earlier on. It was very light out, very sunny. Oh, drivers are now getting into the car. George Russell getting into the car, but then we had really big downpours come down that has flooded the circuit and the surrounding area. People who we know are around the circuit reporting that people were told to head away from the track. So yeah, the start of this practice session has been, well, it's been delayed in an essence of that it's still gone ahead. The timer's counting down, but green flag is not, well, the track isn't open for racing at the moment. There's still, they've got trucks out there trying to drain the puddles and the water that has gathered in some of the areas down the track. But we had a wet qualifying, didn't we, last year as well? So can't really see me. Fair enough. I'm just going to turn the webcam off. It seems to be really delayed, doesn't it? So, which is a bit of a shame, but oh well. It is what it is. It'll probably help me in the long run. Just what we can do is we can make you larger and put you guys there. So yeah, no webcam for this weekend, guys, but of course you've still got my lovely dulcet tones. That's all you need. That's all you need. What's happened, Georgian? Yeah, if you're just tuning in, I'm abroad, so it's a remote setup for this week only. We'll be back for the, where do we head to next time? Red Bull Ring in 2 weeks. So we'll be back on the normal setup in 2 weeks' time. I did try and convince the missus to book a holiday in between race weekends, but yeah, it was too expensive. So we ended up going away a bit sooner than that. But Lando Norris not in his car yet. They're still clearing the circuit. But yeah, so who's performing best on a wet track? Well, this is the thing. So what's interesting is that Red Bull still don't think they're going to be strong here this weekend. That's comments from Max, comments from Sergio, comments from Helmut Marko. They've got an upgrade coming in a couple of weeks' time. Sorry, is it Barcelona we head to first? Or Barcelona? Why not Facecam, Merc? Because I'm on a remote setup and it's just too laggy. The webcam's too laggy. But it is what it is. But on track, yeah. So I think this weekend, I think Ferrari are going to be... I think it's going to be between... Well, it's definitely going to be between Red Bull again, isn't it? But will Sergio be able to pull his finger out and actually put in a performance to keep up with Max and support Max? We know Max will be up there. He's very good in the wets, even in a car that's not quite there. But yeah, I think he'll have a good opportunity. But Ferrari have looked good, McLaren look good. Once again, we're heading into another race weekend, guys, where we've got basically 3 teams, arguably 5 drivers. I still don't count Perez, even though he's just signed a 2-year contract, which is baffling to me to an extent. Yeah, I don't. I mean, that's still baffling to me. I think Yuki Tsunoda, what has he got to do to get an opportunity? But of course, they want some sort of consistency and the money that Sergio brings. But I don't see him still performing up to Max's level, especially when the car isn't up to par. So Ferrari have always gone well here. McLaren have just looked like they've got an all-round good car now. So yeah, we'll see. It's going to be an interesting weekend. But the weather is supposed to be quite increment all over the weekend. So we saw a wet weather race last year with Fernando Alonso really pulling one out of the bag, didn't we, with qualifying, and it was a bit of a mixed up grid in the end. So did Williams get upgrades? I'm not entirely sure. To be honest with you. Supposedly, speaking of Williams, Carlos Sainz, the rumours are Carlos Sainz will be announced before Barcelona, which I think is our next race. I think it is. But yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in to this FP1. This was a bit of a test stream, to be honest with you. If you are just tuning in, I'm seeing the numbers creep up. We are on a remote setup. I'm currently abroad. I'm on my holidays. So it is evening time where I am in the world. And yeah, we're having a bit of a chilled night, chilled weekend while we're away for a few weeks. And I still wanted to bring these to you. Unfortunately, the webcam on the laptop that I've got is just is lagging, so I'd rather just remove it. But the audio, which is all important, seems to be working well. It's not the usual setup with kind of like background music as well. Maybe I'll sort that out next time. But ultimately, it seems to be a smooth experience for you all at the moment. We will see if that's the case when the data starts to come in and we have cars out on track. So please let me know when cars get out on track as we're waiting for it to dry up, which is why you can see the timer counting down on the top left hand side of your screen, which is why it's currently a yellow flag. But once we do, just let me know if the stream is operating if it's operating well, if there's any delay or lag. But at the moment it seems to be going quite well. But I'll be doing this maybe for FP2 and FP3, well, all sessions this weekend, to be honest, because I'm pretty free. So we'll see. If the missus lets me, that's it. That is, depends.
Why is it all on my shoulders?
Why is it all on your shoulders?
I said you can.
Oh yeah, I've already been given the A-OK. So, g'day, Rory. How's it going? Hope you're good. We all know I'm in prison, Finton. Not quite. I've been tanning it up. It's been lovely to just get away from work and just chill out and not worry about anything. But as I said, I've been keeping up to date with the F1 news. 2026 regs, which I still need to kind of get my head around properly, but it seems to be the rumours are that the teams aren't overly enamoured by it. They want to get... They're still yet to be convinced and agree to what's been proposed, but I guess they've got to propose something for now, the FIA, and get the ball rolling, then there'll be changes. But what happened, Gamer? Yeah, so it's been raining quite heavily at Canada. which it's supposed to do all over the weekend, and it's starting to rain again, unfortunately, from what I am seeing on the TV pictures in front of me. So, unfortunately, I mean, rain isn't an issue at Canada. It's the fact of it, it's how heavy it's rained. There have been some drivers, like Zhou, obviously it's his home race, keen to get out there. They're sitting in their car, waiting, ready to get out. But a lot of them are just waiting. Apologies, I'm surprised they haven't delayed this, to be honest with you. They're just letting this continue. Maybe it's because we've got FP1 and because we've got like FP2 later and FP3. The medical car and the safety car are out there now, just setting some sighting laps to try and obviously disperse maybe some water. But it has started to rain again, so we'll see. Does it look like we're getting the we'll see, yeah, we'll see. Thanks, Georgian. Yeah, I am already. Kind of halfway through the holiday, so it's been nice. 2026 rear wing looks so ugly. Yeah, I guess so. It's because of what we're so used to seeing over like the last 5 years, or last 3 years, especially with the ground effect era cars. It's still not enough of a size reduction, if you ask me. These cars, we know that they need to go back into a direction where they're smaller, narrower. Is it 20 centimeters shorter and 10 centimeters narrower? Is that it? I think they're the two dimensions. Either way, regardless of which order they're in, it's not really sufficient, is it? Compared to what the cars are now. Supposedly 30 kilograms lighter. Could do with more than that, but I guess it's heading in the right direction. That's the main thing. But the typical thing is, are we now getting into a position, as we always do with the end of a current regulation set, where we have teams competing, we have a competitive grid. We now have Ferrari, McLaren, and Red Bull. Really right. So, oh, is that green? Oh no, it's gone yellow again. It's gone yellow flag. I thought we'd got green, but unfortunately session will start. Pit exit will remain closed at the moment. Poor Jack Doohan can't get some practice laps. I know. Imagine this. But yeah, Ocon. Let's talk about Ocon, guys. Esteban Ocon has... he's leaving, isn't he? By mutual consent with Alpine, which to me clearly indicates that he has another team to join. He has another team to join. Why would you mutually consent to leave that team if you didn't have another seat lined up? But where is he going to go to? Where do you think he's going to go to, guys? Hey, Mark, good to see you, mate. Evening. Especially in front of both rear tyre. Yeah, we'll see. There seems to be a couple of bold and, like, obviously it's the active aero. DRS is going to be removed. We're going to have a push-to-pass type system as well. Ocon to Haas. Yeah, I think so. There's been rumours about Audi, but then Yuki's been rumoured. I think Yuki might, by the sounds of it, might be staying at RB again, or AlphaTauri, which might be the right decision if he can't secure him a seat elsewhere. Stay with. What you need to do is maintain your position on the grid at least, even if it's not a desirable seat. Sign up to a short-term contract and stay on the grid. That's important. The likes of Carlos Sainz, like, even if it's Williams, sign for Williams and just stay on the grid. But just don't sign up to. Make sure you've got like a release clause in your contract, something of the like, and then these drivers can hopefully, well, they're aiming for a seat that's further up the grid. But hey, Dan. Ocon to Andretti. I think Ocon's just trying to save face because he knew he was going to be replaced after his shenanigans. But I think the reason why there was such a backlash from the Alpine management side on Esteban Ocon was because I think it's been boiling up behind the scenes that they knew Ocon was having conversations with other teams, and they took that quite personally. And I think the fact of it, he then, of course, then went and disobeyed direct team orders because of Monaco, where it was. That was basically kind of the nail in the coffin for him. And look, he probably has something lined up already. And yeah, Haas, is that the right decision for him? I don't know. I really don't know. Oh, lots of vehicles on the circuit now. Are they going anywhere else to remove the water? We'll see, but doesn't look like we're getting estimated time of pit exit open is 55, so 10 minutes time, just under 9 minutes now. Sainz became the driver's seat decider. Yeah. Who do I think will be the strongest this weekend? I don't know. I mean, I want it to actually be a dry race. I want races to be dry now rather than wet. I was always hoping for wet races because that's the only variable where we would potentially see other cars win and other drivers win, but outside of Red Bull. But now we've got Ferrari and McLaren up there, I think, on par in performance with Red Bull. I don't think they'll be as strong at every circuit, but the fact of it, there's definitely a chink in Red Bull's armour now with the bumpy circuits, curbs. They don't like those sort of circuits, and they're expecting kind of similar performance in the last couple of weeks at Canada as well. I want a dry race. I don't want rain to provide that variable anymore. So, has Sainz signed? Not yet. No, he hasn't. Supposedly the strong rumour is Williams now. I don't think Audi is the right decision for him. I think Williams... So the rumour is, of course, that Mercedes have a very, very good... they seem to be very positive about their engine for 2026, and that would put Williams being obviously being a customer team, at least further up the grid than you'd expect Audi to be, /stake /Sauber, however they want to refer to themselves to now. Roman Grosjean back in Monaco. Too bad. Each practice session starts at super early morning for local time. No worries, buddy. We'll see you then. I mean, at the moment, the way it's going, I appreciate you all tuning in. We are yet to have any laps or any cars out on circuit. The pit lane is still closed. It is supposedly estimated time pit exit open is at 55, 5 the hour local time. So wherever you are in the world, that's just under 7 minutes time. So 5-2 is when supposedly that is getting underway. I'm seeing on the TV coverage that drivers are now getting suited up and getting in their cars, but it is still raining out there in Canada at the Montreal circuit. So how much data and how much running are they actually going to get out there? I mean, this is also as well, guys, a newly resurfaced racetrack. So we've seen newly resurfaced racetracks, i.e. Turkey comes to mind, where we had rain and the track is just so slippery. There's no grip out there whatsoever. So drivers need to be careful out there. We could potentially see drivers in the wall and damaging their car in this first practice session with, of course, one FP2 still to come later on today. Hey, Teco, how's it going, buddy? Do you think less practice time affects Red Bull? Last few FPs, it seems they've had to make big adjustments during FPs. It affects everyone, though. That's the thing, Pinoy. They had 3 practice sessions at Monaco. The one before that was... oh, my God, my memory's so short now. Where did we go before Monaco, chat? I can't remember where we were. I've drawn a blank. Was it a sprint race? It wasn't a sprint race, was it? No, it was Miami. Was it Miami? No, Miami was the sprint race where I think arguably they got the setup wrong. And then Imola is where we went to. But there was 3 practice sessions there as well. So I think they're chasing performance. I think they've reached a ceiling in that performance. It was inevitable that other teams would catch up at some point. While Red Bull nailed the regulations, and of course they have a great pairing. Obviously you have a great car and then you have a driver like Max Verstappen. You see the performances and the dominance we've seen. But it's also partly down to the other teams royally screwing it up. So, but... Hey, how's it going, buddy? Miami, I'm right. That's it, Miami. Who wants someone to sign to Mercedes or Aston Martin? Well, they're both off the cards, unless Lance Stroll decides he's going to leave F1 at the end of this season, which is very, very highly unlikely. There will be no seat available at there for him. And pit exit is open. Pit exit is open, chat. Woo! Pit exit is open. Here we go. Hopefully this stream still runs accordingly while we have drivers just getting into their vehicles, getting into their cars, and they'll be out on track shortly. But it is a very wet circuit out there. How much true running and data gathering are we going to see? It is still raining out there as well in Canada. So if it rains any heavier, I could see this practice session getting called off altogether. But if you're just joining us, thank you very much for tuning in. We are remote. I am currently on holiday, hence why there's a little bit of a different setup today, a little bit of different audio, and yeah, the webcam is not on. We tried the webcam, but it was a bit too laggy, unfortunately, and distracting. So yeah, for one weekend only, we are on this remote setup, and we're back to normal service resumed in 2 weeks' time. When I think, is it Red Bull Ring, guys, we head to in 2 weeks' time, or is it Barcelona? Is it Barcelona, then Red Bull Ring? I know we've got a triple header. Is it Barcelona, Red Bull Ring, then Silverstone? Or is it Red Bull Ring, Barcelona, Silverstone? I can't remember the order it's in. But Jack doing, yeah, we'll get at least half an hour out there, I think. At least half an hour. Hey, Graham. I'm very well, thank you. Very well. And here we go. Cars out on circuit. Lewis Hamilton on a set of intermediates, coming out for the first laps of this race weekend in Canada, newly resurfaced as well, so we'll see how slippery it is out there for them, and how aggressive does Lewis Hamilton take it. Now there is blue sky out there. Actually, the weather seems to be like Britain, to be honest with you. You don't know whether the weather's coming or going. So you think Barcelona first? I thought so too. Yeah, maybe. Living at least 30 minutes drive from the GP, and it'll be raining more for sure. Oh, great news, great news. But of course, this circuit as well, drivers need to be careful. It is in effect a street circuit, and very few. There's not a lot of room for error at all, especially on the exit of the chicanes. On the entry to the chicanes, there is room for error, but on the exits, that's where you need to keep, of course, the rear of the car under control. Lewis Hamilton just going, oh my God, the car is wiggling about all over the place as he's setting the first laps right now. But at least we've got cars out there, and we know that a line will appear pretty quickly once drivers get out there. Barcelona, Red Bull Ring, Silverstone. Perfect. What a triple header. Come back to a great triple header. So we have Bottas out there now as well. He's on the full wets. Interestingly, though, the wets will probably not be a tyre we'll see over the weekend, unless maybe in qualifying. We know, obviously, there's still the big issue of spray in these cars with the ground effect. Most of the spray comes from the rear, the underside of the car and the rear diffuser, rather than the actual tyres themselves. But yeah, intermediate's definitely quicker, but I think they just want to get out there and disperse some of that water at the moment, as Bottas is locking up quite a lot on the TV coverage. So this is multi-viewer. Yeah, you do need an F1 TV subscription, guys, to view multi-viewer, but I do highly recommend it. We watch these races through this now rather than anything, rather than watching it on TV coverage. I feel like you just lose out on so much information, and you don't get a picture of the whole race unfolding in front of you when you watch the TV coverage. But who's that? Is that Lando coming? Lando, go on, Lando. Here we go. Also out on the wet tyres, so we are going to get drivers out there. How relevant this will be, we will see. Of course, it could be very relevant, because I think there is rain forecast for tomorrow also. Not sure about the Sunday, but we could get another wet qualifying this Saturday. Do I think it will be the whole weekend rain? Yeah, I'm not sure. If Real is still there, he lives 30 minutes away from the track. He can give us our weather report for this weekend. But how's the stream, everyone? Is it functioning okay? Is it a bit laggy? How is it for you guys? Let me know in the description. Of course, I'm on one screen at the moment. I can't really see how it's getting on.
Cars are slightly laggy, but literally like half a second. They're not smooth. It's like
The cars are jumping a little bit,
like
ever so slightly. That's not ideal, is it, really? But that's all we've kind of got to go on at the moment, unfortunately.
but you can still see them going round.
Yeah, but I'm a bit of a stickler for stuff. The missus is keeping me up to date, guys, on how the stream is going. But yeah, thank you for everyone for tuning in on this just this remote setup for this weekend. But just watching Lewis Hamilton on the TV coverage, locking up into the second corner. Is it T2? It is into turn 2. It's extremely laggy. Okay. I'll have to try and fix that next time around for FP2. We'll see what we can do with that, guys. Unfortunately, there's not anything I can do between now and the end of the stream. So I thought Lewis was getting a new front wing this week. He is, Connor. He is. Sounds good. Visuals laggy. Okay. Understood. Thanks for the update, guys.
It's like ever so slightly laggy.
We'll make it work in between the next one. These practice sessions are really just test streams for the weekend, so I have to turn some settings down. Really, that's probably due to the internet that I'm on here. It's not the best, unfortunately, but sound is fine. Track mode's funky. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, Lewis does have the new front wing this weekend. Apparently, he does. But Hamilton to the top of the timing sheets at 1:36.6. So he hasn't got the new front wing now. I thought he did, Connor. He does, didn't he? Hasn't he got that new front wing? As watching Lando on the TV coverage, he's really trying to find, obviously, the grip out there with the wet line on the wet tyres at the moment. So Bottas out on intermediates. He only did a couple of laps on the wets. We're seeing Verstappen going straight out there on the intermediates as well. So yeah, I'll do my best, Dan. I'll do my best. Practice is practice at the end of the day. This is where we can iron the kinks out and make sure it's all smooth on the weekend. So I think it's primarily due to the internet more than anything else, unfortunately. Where I'm at, it's just a bit of a shame. Now, he's the old one at the moment. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, anyone who's on the wet tyres, looks like they're coming into the pit lane and they're putting intermediates on. Looks like it's just stopped raining. It's pretty clear out there at the moment, blue sky. But yeah, it's been a very intermittent weather. So we'll see if we make it to the end of this practice session. Only half an hour remaining, guys. Yeah, if you're just joining us, the session was delayed due to severe weather, and there's a yellow flag through turn 9. Is that Alex Albon, who had a little bit of a wobble there and had an off with through turn 8? The second chicane, so that chicane there, I think it's the second chicane, is it? No, the third chicane. Is it second chicane? No, third chicane, sorry. Getting it mixed up. Probably blocked a wheel and went on over the corner there, so. This is better than nothing, Jordan, yeah. Well, I don't think there's really going to be too much to discuss here in this practice session, unfortunately. Times are pretty much irrelevant with it being so wet out there and a brand new track surface. Of course, the drivers are going to be so careful in regards to losing control of the car. Lando Norris did just report that grip feels okay, actually. So we'll see. But yeah, drivers are going to be very tentative in this first practice session in regards to just warming tyres up and not making a mistake. It's very easy to lock up a tyre here also, getting temperature into the tyres is difficult at a circuit like Canada as well, where you've got such long straights. It's only really the rear tyres where you probably get temperature into them because of the slow corners, like turn 10 and heading into the chicanes. But yeah, generally speaking, It's going to be even harder when you've got a wet surface like this also. I mean, what's the track temp? 28.4, a bit higher than I thought it would be. But Way Lando Pit, same as Piastri, they've just done a few sighting laps. Just done one sighting lap just to see how the grip is. That's what Lando reported on. The grip feels pretty good out there. So they'll be assessing whether or not if it's beneficial for them to go back out and on a set of intermediate tyres or not. So, but we still have Gasly, Perez, Alonso, Leclerc, Stroll, Tsunoda and Sainz all in the pit lane as Max goes third on the timer sheets. We know how good he is on the in the wets, but bit of a nothing session, to be honest, guys. This, I don't think that we're going to learn too much as Leclerc is out of the pit lane now. Woo, go Leclerc. Our winner from last time out at Monaco. And only his 6th win as well. It's a yellow flag. Guan Yu Zhou. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That is a yellow flag through turn 5 before we hit the chicane. And Guan Yu Zhou is going very slowly, guys. So what has happened to Zhou? Has he lost control of the car? What has happened is a double yellow. Guan Yu Zhou has pulled over to the side, and I think Zhou has he has indeed lost control of the car, and he has a broken suspension. I believe. Hang on, his steering wheel was very. Yes, he's broken his front right suspension, ladies and gentlemen. Guan Yu Zhou has broken his front right suspension. Oh dear, red flag. And that's it. He has one job. It is lagging because this is just a test stream, Felix. Unfortunately, due to me being on a remote. Yeah, result Wi-Fi. Unfortunately, Felix, result Wi-Fi. I'll have to reduce some things to stop the lag. Probably bit rate. Reduce the bit rate, and hopefully that'll help. So it's not Bottas. It's Guan Yu Zhou. Guan Yu Zhou. He lost control of the car. I'm still waiting to see pictures of exactly what happened, but it's definitely his front right, most likely on the exit of turn 4, which is the chicane, and yeah, probably hit, got a rear tank slapper and touched the wall with his front right, but his steering wheel was definitely left hand down. Here we go, watching the TV coverage now, and he goes through. Okay, so he makes it through the. Oh wow, got a tank slapper going through the wall of champions. That's not what we need to see. Where does he lose it? Come on, TV direction. Show us, please. Show us. Here we go. And oh wow, he's lost it. Oh no, actually it's his front left. It's not his front right, it's his front left. He was going through turn 5. Guys, and he on throttle lost the rear aquaplanes, yes, and it went straight into the barrier on the left hand side of turn 5. So yeah, still very slippery out there, and a little bit of inexperience, you could say, from Guan Yu Zhou, who hasn't. I don't think he's raced too often in the rain, has he? In F1 since he's been in F1. This is his 3rd year, I think it is, guys. So, but we have a red flag. So not only did we have a delayed start, we now also have a red flag. Great. What a great first practice session. It is indeed, Troge. Yeah, that is the front left. It looked like the front right was the wheel that was actually on the wonk, but it's actually the front left. So, top 3, Bottas, Hamilton, Verstappen, and that's from times past. Yeah. Yeah. But, well, what do you guys want to chat about? Not a lot going on in this session, guys. We've had a few laps, and yeah, Bottas is top, Hamilton 2nd, Verstappen 3rd. The only drivers to set times, and Guan Yu Zhou's now brought out the red flag, but this red flag won't be out for long. It looks like they're clearing the car pretty quickly. So, what happened, Samir? So there was delay. Yep, we get it, Samir. There was a delay in regards to the actual practice session due to weather. So it got underway with about 40 minutes remaining, and then yeah, Guan Yu Zhou has now just binned it. So that's about it. What was better, Monaco GP or this free practice? Monaco GP, I think, and that's saying something because at least we had cars out on circuit. Not a very high bar. Not a very high bar, that. So, but yeah, Jack Doohan, he got an outlap. Jack Doohan got half an outlap, if you see there, sector 1 and sector 2. Not even one single lap on his set of wet tyres. So just watching this Guan Yu Zhou thing, or Zhou Guan Yu, sorry, his exit here. Oh yeah, there's like a river, like a little river running through turn 5, and he just got on throttle, and the rear of the car snapped on him. He nearly saved it, but yeah, it just wriggled about and broke the front left suspension. So, enjoying his moments. Alpine so far, yeah. Hey, so yeah, well, green light. It's green light again now. Green light. So yes, guys, just a bit of a heads up. Unfortunately, the stream, I think, is lagging slightly, but you guys are reporting. So the track map is a little bit laggy, as well as the data. So that's something that we'll sort out for the next practice session. But just looking at the forecast for this weekend: rain this afternoon, rain on Saturday, and rain on Sunday. Ooh, so these drivers better get out there and get some practice because, yeah, it's going to be a rain-hit weekend, which I'm actually a bit disappointed about. I didn't want a rain-hit weekend. I was hoping it would be a dry weekend, but oh well. Zhou should have practiced on iRacing. Yeah. I would think we'll replace Ocon, Jack Doohan, Mick, or somebody else. I think they're lining up Jack Doohan, to be honest with you. Do they test out Mick Schumacher? Maybe. They might do some testing of Mick Schumacher. Of course, they can't run him in the rookie sessions this season because he isn't a rookie. He's done multiple seasons in F1. But I'm sure they'll be analysing the data whether or not they do put Mick Schumacher into that vacant Alpine seat. But I think Jack Doohan's probably favourite. He's been there for some time. He's a junior driver of theirs. I always like to see new drivers out on the grid as well. I think they deserve an opportunity. There's got to become a point when the old guard move on. Of course, with F1 now, drivers are able to go a lot longer in their careers than they ever have done because of the advancements of sports science and that. Like drivers in their 40s now, with Alonso, Hamilton will be 40 soon, and I'm sure they won't be the last drivers into their 40s competing like in F1. Plus also there's the commercial decisions behind it as well. So the commercial decisions of keeping on drivers who have a big fan base and sell lots of merchandise and that, i.e. Perez, that also influences decisions because F1 teams are businesses at the end of the day. So yeah, unfortunately, I'd like to see Jack Doohan on there for just to see a new blood on the track, really. So. Hey Snow, yeah, looking like rain, So very much a yellow umbrella. But yeah, apologies for the track map being a bit delayed here, guys. Bit laggy. We'll sort that out for the next stream, that's for sure. So, but hopefully we get a 2011 race. Yeah, that'd be interesting. As long as it's a race where it's like changing conditions, that'd be pretty cool. We haven't had a race in a long time where it's been proper changing conditions from dry to wet or wet to dry. It's kind of just been wet all race or it's been dry races, so I do like that. Keeps us on our toes in regards to strategy and so forth. Hopefully Lewis will shine with it being a wet weekend. Not got much hope for Merck. Yeah, if you're a Mercedes fan, and particularly of course Lewis Hamilton, which we are on this stream, well I am, it's the only way that he would have an opportunity of winning a race is if there's wet weather. That's a variable which would throw up an opportunity for him, like it was in China with the sprint race. But other than that, yeah, Mercedes just don't have the the pace, do they? Don't have the pace. There's a dry line forming out there already, by the way, guys, out there in Canada. So, yeah, the sun is out, but it is supposedly going to rain this afternoon from what I've just seen from the forecast on there. So, the hardest job in F1 is being Ocon's teammate. Maybe. Let me see, guys, if I can. Maybe if the apologies. Maybe if the delay time is a bit longer, maybe this will actually help with the track map. We will see. Apologies, I'm doing this all off of one laptop, which is quite difficult to do. Monsoon June, yeah. Hardest job in F1 is being Lando's mechanic when he's on. No. I mean, he's a bit brash, isn't he? And short with his mechanic or with his engineer, which is interesting. But at the moment, you can see that times are getting quicker and quicker out there, guys, as there are dry lines forming. The track is getting quicker. Everyone out there on the set of intermediates now, apart from Hulkenberg, who's in the pits, we still yet to see both Aston Martins set a lap time, which is interesting. That is quite interesting. So it seems that has actually done nothing in regards to delay of the track map and the data. So it's definitely something my end's probably internet related that I need to try and have a look at, guys. So we'll try and fix that for the next session, which I think again is going to be rain. So we'll see. Lewis people, not anymore. Charles, you'll see in a second. Unfortunately, Charles Leclerc is going to jump to the top of the timing sheets. Well, Sainz did, then Leclerc and Magnussen. So it's a bit delayed at the moment. My audio, my audio is ahead of what you're probably seeing on stream, which is a bit frustrating. But yeah, Leclerc's currently in P1 with Magnussen, Sainz. So drivers sitting quicker and quicker lap times. Hamilton's now into the pit lane. George Russell's into the pits as well. Maybe will we see some slick tyres on these cars? Oh wow! Just saw a video, just saw a clip, a replay of one of the Ferraris. I think that was Carlos Sainz stepping the rear out there. So maybe not ready for slicks just yet. But there are definitely areas of the circuit. I mean, it's definitely a dry line forming. We can see that for sure. It's definitely a dry line forming, but not ready for slicks yet. You'd be taking a very, very big risk in this practice session with only 15 minutes remaining, just over 15 minutes to run any sort of session here on slicks. Just not worth it. So maybe saving the wet tyres. Yeah, probably. My next missed Apex appearance, probably in the next few weeks or something. Maybe Pinoy. Maybe I'll be on one. I don't know if I'll be on any of the race reviews for the triple headers. Maybe. I'm sure I'll be on like a weekly news show at least. So right, is there any relevant information to take in here? Well, Verstappen has set a lap time, but we still have nine cars without setting a lap. That is Lando Norris, Zhou Guanyu, of course, who we know binned it on his first timed lap. Hulkenberg, Piastri, Doohan is still yet to get out there. Why are they not letting Doohan go out there? Don't tell me you're going to keep Doohan in for the rest of the 15 minutes because you're worried he'll bin the car. I wonder if that's what they're doing with Jack Doohan. That would be very harsh by Alpine. And will be a real shame for him. Logan Sargent yet to do a lap as well. Only done like half an out lap. Same as Albon. Alonso and Stroll. Have they done any times? Oh, Stroll's out there at the moment. And Alonso. Apologies. Stroll and Alonso are out on track at the moment. So the Aston Martins are out there at the end of this session. So, well, you're entitled to your opinion, Drew, but I disagree. I think Spanners is great. But yeah, a bit of an underwhelming practice session, guys. I can't say we've really learned anything. We haven't learned anything. I would take what Sainz and Leclerc have done at the top of the timing sheets with a pinch of salt. Perez is about to jump up to P3. So yeah, it doesn't really seem like much, to be honest with you guys. They just cancelled the weekends. Well, that's the problem, isn't it, with wet races as well, is that in the past we'd be looking forward to a wet weather weekend, but with how reluctant the FIA is to run these cars in the wets because of the lack of visibility for safety reasons, we don't really truly get any wet weather racing anymore. So if we have wet weather racing, or if we have a wet weather race, then, or just wet weather over the weekend, yeah, it's not ideal, is it? It's not ideal. So I'm a bit worried actually if we do, and considering we've also got 3 teams now who are competitive. Like, we need, I want dry racing. I want dry racing because otherwise, like, yeah, we could see wet weather just doesn't. We don't see the true performance of the cars. So, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe we'll get in, as they like to remind us every single year. Maybe we'll get a Jenson Button-esque performance from one of the drivers this weekend. Crews are packing it up. Time for soft tyre running. No. It's still too wet everywhere else. It's dry. There's definitely a dry line forming out there, but in the areas it's wet, it's still wet. So the soft tyre, I don't think the slicks will be out at all in this session, especially with only 12 minutes remaining. Everyone's in now. I'd highly doubt anyone is going to go out there and set any lap times. Alex Albon's just sitting in the car. Looks like he's not going to go out and set any laps. Maybe they will. Maybe they're also thinking about saving tyres for this weekend if it's supposed to be wet all weekend. Although Pirelli do like to give everyone an additional set of intermediates. But yeah, Bottas is the only car out on circuit at the moment. And you can see there, Bottas is 2 tenths behind Carlos Sainz at the top of your screen. But there's still 9 cars that are yet to set a lap time, if that's right. Norris, Hogwarts, Piastri, Doohan, Sargent, Albon. Yeah. So, replay of Lance Stroll. What did Lance Stroll do? Oh, Lance Stroll just waving to the crowd. Waving to the crowd, to his adoring fans in Canada. I wonder how many Lance Stroll fans there actually are in Canada. Any Lance Stroll fans in the chat? Go on. You deserve to be seen. You deserve to be seen. I know there's very few of you. Yes and no, Taco. Yes and no. The problem is that the visibility is so poor that we just won't get the racing that we want to see either. Like, we just won't get that racing. But this is a real shame for Jack Doohan, because Jack Doohan is not going to get out there and do any laps by the looks of it. Not due to any technical issues. It's just because of, unfortunately, the conditions out there. They probably don't want to risk Jack Doohan bidding it in a wall. So, and they probably want to save tyres for the weekend. So, a real shame for him. Could have done with some track time in this car. Potential replacement for Esteban Ocon at the end of the season. Normally Friday was going to be the worst day when it came to rain. Saturday and Sunday is going to be rain, but less extreme, I believe. Let's hope so, Han. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. I want it to be a relatively dry race. See if it's Canada, they're lucky it's not snow. Stroll's your national embarrassment. Ooh, harsh words. Harsh words. Jack not doing it. Ba-dum-dum-ch. Canadians always cheer for people from your country. Yeah. But it's sunny out there now, so hopefully they have clear conditions for this afternoon, but yeah, the problem is that if it rains like it did again, we're going to see a similar session. So, oh, Scott, thank you for the 10, buddy. Thank you. Which multi-viewer tab shows the flags? Yellow at turn X, etc. Not entirely sure. If you look at the top left, where it says track clear. So if you look at the top next to the timer, it says track clear. It will show a yellow flag there or a red flag when. So it doesn't actually say yellow sector 1 or yellow sector 2. It would just say yellow, and then you have to look at the track map where that yellow zone is being indicated. So there isn't a specific tab for it. It will show at the bottom of the screen as well in the notes where you can see DRS enabled, clearing sector 9, etc. But yeah, that will say what zone it's in, but it all correlates to the track map. So they probably are definitely cheering for him. Yeah. Oh dear, guys. Oh dear. To put it into perspective, they're showing us what the fastest sectors are from drivers, and Bottas has the majority of the fastest sectors, guys. That is the kind of session that it has been. But appreciate over 350 of you in this stream, even with the remote setting, even with the lagginess of the stream and the track map and the data. Appreciate you all for tuning in. I do apologise for it. Sounds like the audio is absolutely fine. I don't have to worry about that. I will be using practice 2 as more of a test stream to figure out some internet settings to see if I can make it smoother. But it does seem to be that the actual quality of the video seems to be all right. The audio, it's just the data when the cars are out on track. It's a bit laggy. Which if we can fix that, we're ready to rock and roll for this weekend. Stroll, okay, enough of the Stroll slander now. We know Stroll's not up to par. He's still, funnily enough, his seat is still yet to be confirmed for next year. Now, of course, we all know, I think, pretty much, barring a shock announcement, he's going to go take up tennis or something. That seat is Lance Stroll's next year. But it's intriguing that he's the only one not to be wrapped up. But yeah, silly season is only around the corner, isn't it? There's not long to go until the summer break. So we'll see if there's any further announcements. We still have, of course, Sainz is rumoured to be going to Williams now rather than Audi. We also have, what else is there? We don't know where Yuki's going to end up. Supposedly, Helmut Marko wants Yuki to stay. Says he's still got a contract to see out, but from my understanding, Yuki's contract actually runs out this year, so they'd have to sign him up to a new contract, which is interesting. Of course, Esteban Ocon's still yet to announce if he's going anywhere else. But Charles Leclerc is out on circuit, guys. Charles Leclerc out on circuit. He's on the soft tyre. What? Oh, this could be... And Lando Norris out on the softs as well. Okay. We've actually got drivers out there risking it on the soft tyre. I think this is very bold. I mean, there is a dry line, but it is bold to go out there with 5 minutes remaining on the soft compound tyre, which a lot of drivers are doing. Both Ferraris, Max Verstappen as well. So, yeah. The data is very delayed, guys, so I do apologise for that. It won't show up. We tried something to see if we could fix it, but it hasn't. So, yeah, you will see them on your screen soon. But, yeah, we do currently have Sainz, Leclerc, Verstappen and Norris out on circuit with less than 5 minutes remaining on the soft compound tyre. DRS is activated, by the way. DRS is activated, but there are still a few wet patches out there on the racing line. So it's not... There's still some jeopardy out there. There is definitely still some jeopardy in regards to of drivers going out there on this set of softs. But Russell and Hamilton going out there for a few laps as well at the end. But Verstappen is like just right up behind Lando Norris. He's not willing to go. He's not willing to overtake Norris because there is only one dry line. There, if he moves away from that dry line, he would be on the wet stuff, and yeah, wouldn't be very good for him. We'll see if he does go for does go for that move on Norris. If he doesn't, he backs out of it. Track is showing signs of improving. You're coming in with the puns today, Chris. You're coming in with the puns. But yeah, practice one, guys, nearly at an end. It's been a very up and down practice one, a very up and down stream as well. So appreciate your persistence with it. Not a lot for us to discuss, unfortunately. At the end here, drivers just going out on some softs. Danny Ricciardo also getting out there, but I think most of the drivers are going to stay in. Jack Doohan, unfortunately, not been the practice session that he wanted today with that delayed start and with, of course, the red flag from Guan Yu Zhou as Lando Norris slightly dipped a wheel, as I'm watching a replay or an onboard of Lando Norris, slightly dipped a wheel off of that dry line and the car snapped on him, very well held. So yeah, I'm surprised the drivers are out there in these conditions, but maybe that's potentially what we could see this weekend with the drying conditions. So well, in the race we could see a race where there's changeable conditions. So you forgot his practice. I know. But only 2.5 minutes to go, guys, of a very uneventful session. So Verstappen backed all the way off of Lando. But Jack Doohan still in the pit lane. We have Logan Sargent coming out for a lap, it seems, at the end. Oh, he's going to bring out the red flag, isn't he? Right at the end of this session. Don't do it, Logan. Stay in the pit lane. Why are they doing it? As we have also... Yeah, no, Jack Doohan, then is Jack Doohan out? They've allowed Gasly to go out, but not Jack Doohan, which is really unfortunate for Jack. That's really unfortunate. That's just them being very hesitant of not letting a rookie driver go out there in these conditions and potentially be in the car. I believe. I don't have the kind of TV coverage in my other ear to support that. So, size of 2 purple minis in Sector 2. Yeah, size going okay, but still the fastest lap is not any of these laps that they're sitting on the softs. So you can see a 38.0 for Sainz and a 31.1 for Leclerc last time around. So they're being very, very cautious out there. Very cautious on this on these set of softs. As is everyone out on circuit now. Oh, Jack Doohan's coming out for one lap. Jack Doohan is going to come out and get one lap, or at least an out lap. What is the point? What is the point, Alpine? But he's going out there. He's going to get one lap, and yeah, that's a real shame. That is a real shame for him, unfortunately. But let's see if there's any late dramatics here. If anyone decides to bin it at the end of this session, that would just round off a perfect practice one, wouldn't it, guys? As right on cue, Valtteri Bottas, the other stake F1 car is off. It seems at corner 8. What has he done? He's back. He's going. Bottas is going. Apologies, but the track map and the data is delayed. But Valtteri Bottas has Valtteri Bottas is going again, but it looked like he did nearly bring out the red flag there at the end. I wonder what he did. Did he just lock up? We will see, but not great there, as the FP1 is over and done with. Thank goodness for that, guys. Thank goodness for that. Thank you for everyone for tuning in for this session. It's not been the greatest of starts to this weekend. Jack Doohan got one out lap, it seems. He's not even going to get a full flying lap in, which is a real shame for him, but at least I guess he got to get out there on circuit. But Hamilton sneaks there in P2, Leclerc in P1, Piastri P3. Why is there a yellow flag again? There's lots of yellow flags being thrown through turn 9. Lance Stroll just had a wobble, I think, through turn 9. So those drivers struggling through turn 8 and turn 9, the quickest route through that chicane is over the curbs. So just waiting to see what happens with Lance Stroll there. We can see a backup of traffic there. Will they come round to the start-finish line and do their grid spots, and will they actually do their race starts? I wonder if they're allowed to do that. It does look pretty dry-ish down there. We'll see. So yeah, Leclerc right at the end Norris right at the end pulls a 24.4. So yeah, it does seem to be that the track is drying up quite nicely in these sunny conditions now. And with these drivers going out there, so there is a bit more room for them to overtake, but it's still treacherous out there. Like one slight movement offline, and they'll end up losing control of the car. But that is the end of this first practice session, guys. A rain delayed start, and then we had the red flag brought out by Zhou Guanyu. So yeah, not ideal really for these drivers. Not many of them setting really any lap times at all. Pretty much of a useless session, but I want to thank you all for tuning in. I am in a remote setup at the moment on holiday. I'm going to work now between here and FP2 to figure out exactly what I can do to make the stream smoother. That is the only thing I need to sort out, guys, is stop the lag, and hopefully I can figure out a way to do that. I think I'll just have to reduce the bit rate. But Daniel Ricciardo went through the gravel trap of turn 9 as I'm watching there. So a lot of drivers struggling with the turn-in into turn 9, and that's where drivers are really struggling. Valtteri Bottas did the same as well. Valtteri Bottas went into a massive spin through an elegant spin in the end through the entry of turn 8 and 9. Very, very fortunate that there was plenty of room there for him to make a mistake like that, but the drivers, that's the nature of this circuit as it's drying out. Also saw Max Verstappen go through turn 8 as well through the gravel. So Daniel Ricciardo, Lance Stroll, Valtteri Bottas and Max Verstappen all running through the runoff, which is just gravel and grass through turn 8. So yeah, drivers really struggling. Oh, and also, apologies, they're showing replays. Also, Logan Sargent did the same thing as well. So, yeah, so many drivers struggling with that corner, and just their tyres are wet as they came out onto it. But yeah, big thank you, guys. A slow practice. We will be back in a few hours' time. I think it's when is FP2? Is it? I think it's midnight my time. I think it's like another 2-3 hours, is that right? 2.5 hours, I think it is. Another 2.5 hours. I think that's when it is. But yeah, big thank you, guys, for tuning into this stream. We'll be back then. Please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. And I'll